You're on.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tommy Brown along with Miles Poole. On the camera for you is Ron Freeman down on the sidelines of Jesse Tate. And a very special sideline guy that's with us with our Guilford Quaker games, football games, and that's Bob Mayton. Bob, a former coach here at Thomasville. Miles, and we had a pregame Kushwa dog.
Well, it's going to be a two-dog night. That's what I say.
It could be more than that. Welcome aboard, everybody, on ProTeamSports.com, YouTube, Facebook, and all across the world, actually. We get hits from France, and we got a couple, I think it was more than one hit viewer in China, and I was really surprised to see one from Russia. I don't know if that's what you call surfing the internet or what, but
disinformation.
Our football is a little different than their football. Their football is perfectly round. But anyway, the Thomasville Bulldogs playing host to the Hornets from Western Guilford, and it's been a lot of years since we played Western Guilford. I think the last time we went to Western Guilford, what was the famous running back at? No, he was a receiver. What was his name?
I'm trying to think of his name. I know who you're talking about. I think Coach Alan Brown was a head coach then.
Yes, he was.
We played them over there, I believe.
Yeah, and I remember that this receiver, and his name escapes me. I'll think of it in a minute. I know when Coach Roger gets up here, he can tell us. But I remember him being interviewed on national TV, and they asked him what his toughest game was. And they were expecting, an NFL team like the Patriots or something. And he said the Thomasville Bulldogs in high school.
It wasn't Torrey Holt, was it?
Holt.
It was Torrey Holt. Okay, yeah.
Torrey Holt. That's right. Absolutely. Thanks, Miles. It was Torrey Holt. Said his toughest game was against the Bulldogs in Thomasville, North Carolina. Well, the field's in great shape. It's a beautiful night for football. It will drop down. I think the lows will probably be in the upper 50s, but it is clear.
That's football weather there.
Yeah, so the captains are approaching the field. And the numbers will be a little bit challenging on the Hornet team. They've got black helmets and pants and white jerseys and a light gold numbers that do not stand out very well, but we'll do our best to call this for you. The Bulldogs on the red helmet, red jersey, white numbers, and black pants. It'll be very easy to see those numbers. So Coach Roger Bryant getting up close to the press box. I think he's sitting down just outside the press box there. But Torrey Holt played his football at Western Guilford.
Won a Super Bowl ring with the LA Rams, I believe, or the St. Louis Rams maybe at the time.
Yeah, he switched teams once or twice. But it's an interesting matchup. The Bulldogs in the 3A division and a new revamped divisions in the NC, the High School Athletic Association here in North Carolina. They've gone to 8 classifications. And I was talking to one of the Thomasville coaches, Miles, and he said that he believed that the Western Guilford's in the 6A classification, but the numbers on their team does not reflect that high of a classification, so I'm not really sure.
Well, they are. They're definitely 6A. They're in the 6A, 7A conference, the Metro Conference. So they are in the realignment. And man, I tell you, they might not have big numbers out there on the field, but they put some numbers on the scoreboard. I was looking at their scores. They beat High Point Central 50-0. They beat Southern Guilford 42-27 last week, and then they lost to Southeast Guilford 52-30. They can put some points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and listen, Southeast Guilford's not that, big a black mark on you. I mean, but And the numbers may also reflect, Miles, that they may have had a JV game last night. Thomasville doesn't have a JV team anymore.
Yes.
They've evaporated that. So all the JV players up on the varsity. It's the first time, I think, probably in the history of Thomasville that they haven't had a JV team, that I know of. We've been doing this over 30 years, so if it has been, it's been quite a long time. On the PA system is Kevin Calicut, and you can hear that dog barking and so forth. And he also has the Bulldog fight song, and hopefully tonight we'll hear that quite a bit. But we hope for a good ball game here. Hope everybody stays injury-free.
My favorite thing that Kevin does is play that happy trails.
Happy trails.
If the Bulldogs win. When they beat Cummings a couple of weeks ago here, I saw him going down the steps early, and I said, Kevin, no happy trails? He said, I got to get out of here. He said, I got to head to the beach. So so we missed it that night.
Well,
maybe tonight.
Priorities in place. There's priorities in place. That's okay.
Happy trails to you
until we meet again. Oh, Roy Rogers and Dale Evans. but it just cracks me up every time he plays it when Bulldogs win. Kind of rubbing the salt.
It is a little rubbing salt in the wound for sure.
Well, the Bulldogs assembled here just below us. We haven't taken the field yet. They will be kicking off. We get those numbers for Guilford.
We didn't. It's hard to read.
It really is.
Looks like 7, 8, and 3 back there.
Yeah, that middle one is definitely 8 and 3. And that'll be Timmy Baker, and I just wonder if he is Tim Baker's son, one that played in the NFL, played at High Point Andrews. He is a really good athlete, and also Christian Hall back there to receive it. Baker is on the near hash, closest to us. The Bulldogs will be kicking off left to right, and we will be a little more descriptive on a video presentation that will be played back on YouTube and ProTeamSports.com, also Facebook later in the weekend. But we'll bring the audio live, so we'll describe it to you. Bulldogs teeing that ball up, having a little trouble keeping it on the tee. And we're set for the kickoff. And here we go. It's a short end-over-end kick, fielded at the 20-yard line by Baker. He's rolling around his right side, and he can motor now. He's got a good set of wheels. Gets across midfield, finally tripped up around the Thomasville 47-yard line. So it's a good return, but a short kickoff.
Short kickoff, good return. Flag on the play at the 40 of Western Guilford, and that'll be a hold over there on near the Western Guilford sideline. So that good kick return will come back.
Yeah, it's a good break for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs been playing pretty good defense. They're 1-2 on the season right now, and like we said, they have dropped their JV program for the first time, and that any of us can remember. So those JV players are up on the varsity, and this is a young Bulldog team.
Young and athletic, man. They are so athletic.
Here's a handoff around the left side. A good block on the corner. Baker turns the corner. Across midfield he goes, and finally run out of bounds by Thomasville's Ray Code. He's a senior. Thomasville doesn't list their heights or weights.
Around the left side, Tommy Baker picked up a great block by the wideout over here on the left side, Jeremiah Dotson, without a hold or blocking the back. Just a super block on the corner over there, and Baker had a lot of running room.
Baker is a 6 foot, 190-pound senior, so he's a load for a speedster. Shotgun formation, Bacon on the carry once again. He breaks a tackle, Miles. Bubbles to the outside and taken down. A good play by Thomas's Quentin Brunson.
Yeah, Chakai Oliver hit him in the backfield, did a good job of slowing the runner down, and Brunson finished him off there over on the corner. They'll lose a yard.
Caleb Moore is the quarterback for the Hornets. Miles, he's a 6 foot 3, 190-pound junior. And he is an athlete, and he does like to run. 2nd and 11 for the Hornets at the Bulldog 43-yard line, working right to left. Pistol formation, that means Baker is lined up right behind Moore, the quarterback. Moore's going to throw it, and it's complete. Out in the flat to Malachi Jones, a 6'1", 230-pound senior.
Good tackle there by Elijah Manier right after the catch. So no yards after the catch. Pick up of maybe 5. Be a big third down situation. I don't think the Hornets are in 4-down territory here.
No, if they get any positive yardage, they will be, I believe. It's going to be 3rd and a short 6 at the Bulldogs 38-yard line. Trips to the right side. Caleb Moore quarterbacking. And the handoff goes to his deep back, and he's close to that first down. Good blocking on the left side of that line. We'll see if he got there. It's going to be very close.
Yeah,
he might be a little shy.
He'll be short, but it'll be close enough that the Hornets will go for it here on 4th and 1.
Yeah, it's definitely 4th down here. Well, we'll see who gets the call. It may be a quarterback sneak. Moore likes to run. Three backs in that backfield, Miles, like a full house tee.
Hadn't seen that in a while.
It is a full house.
It is.
He hands it to Baker. Baker cuts up in there, and he's got the first down, Miles. That looked like Tarboro.
It was effective, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, full house tee. They loaded up on that right side. Baker went horizontal, then cut back north-south and picked up that first down. And he didn't need much.
No.
So the ball is spotted at the 31-yard line of the Bulldogs. 1st and 10. A methodical drive by the Hornets. They've yet to put it in the air. Twins to the near side. Shotgun formation this time. It's Baker again. Dances to the secondary. Tries to bubble to the outside. Does not. He's close to that first down again. And Miles, if he'd have went ahead and bubbled to the outside, I think he could have went all the way.
Yeah, he cut back in at the last moment into a Bulldog defender. It was enough, though, for the first down, so 10 yards on the pickup.
Now the handoff again. Baker this time hits off the right side. And Miles, they went without a huddle that time.
Went without a huddle.
Bulldogs by surprise.
And without a huddle in between the tackles, Tommy, they're just putting the hammer down. This is old-fashioned power football here.
They're going without a huddle again. Moore back in the shotgun. 2 wideouts to the boundary. Handoff.
We got a false start, maybe. No, Thomas was going to line up off sides, I think.
Tough break for the Bulldogs. It was going to be Baker again carrying the ball. The player I'm thinking about, Miles, is Tony Baker.
Tony Baker, the touchdown maker.
That's right. And I'm just wondering if Timothy is Tony Baker's skin to Tony. Was it 2nd down? They got 2nd down. Now it's 1st down. The marker has changed. The ball spotted at the 11-yard line. Handoff goes straight up over the right side, and the push gets about 4 yards on the play. Be second down. And it'll be 2nd and 6. Moore with 2 backs. He's going to keep it himself, runs off the right side, and he is, did he get in?
He did, yes. 7 yards out, I believe.
Hornets. He does like to run, so it's just a methodical march down
I think
the field.
only one pass play on that drive, I believe.
That's right. Threw it in the flat.
Yep.
Now the extra point coming up. And that's Rosales on the extra point. He's a senior. He kicks it up, and it hits the top of the crossbars and bounces through. You can't get much luckier than that.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I tell you, 9 times out of 10, that was going to go down and be no good. But somehow it hit the crossbar, but had the momentum to go over, didn't it?
Yeah, 7:30 to go in the first quarter. Western Guilford takes the advantage, 7-0 as we go down to Jesse Tate. Jess?
Yeah, Tommy Miles, I see West Montgomery, they downhill runners, man. I mean, they straight up the middle running hard. They backs are physical, fast, and quick. And I think we're going to have to tire them out quick. Back to you guys.
Okay, down on the field is Bob Mayton. Bob, what do you think about that methodical drive?
Old-fashioned power football right down the gut. They got a movement on the defensive line. A defensive line often on that drive bounced to play outside, and that's where I think Western Guilford got most of their yardage on that drive until the last 2 or 3 plays, and they kept it inside and scored.
Well, Quentin Brunson is a deep back to receive the kickoff.
Now, he's a game breaker.
Yes, he is. And also Cordell Moon is back there as well. Mike Gibson is on the near side deep. So you got 3 guys back there. Brunson is the deep guy standing right at the goal line. And it's a deep kick, goes back to the goal line. That's going to be Brunson bringing it out to the 10, 15, 20. Breaks out into the open briefly before he's brought down at the 27-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10.
Well, Thomasville's first possession, we'll see if they can answer that long drive by the Hornets of Western Guilford. Thomasville not with one of their better players tonight. I don't think Denarius Gibson's in the lineup, and that may hurt Thomasville.
Yeah, that takes some points off the board automatically. Well, the Bulldogs line up in a wing tee. They got one split to the boundary on their side, working left to right. Handoff goes straight up the middle and getting no yards and losing the yard is going to be running back Elijah McNear, a senior.
You know, when that play, Tommy McNear, I think, had a little bit of space, a little seam. If he would have just ducked back inside, he didn't. He kept trying to get to the edge, and Omar Dumbia was there to bring him down.
Be 2nd and 11. McNear comes out of the lineup. Brunson in. Going wide is Gibson. That's Xavier Gibson. And nothing doing on this run up the right side. As trying to keep the ball himself was Brunson.
Trying to get the number of that young man, number 20 for Western Guilford. He laid a lick on the Thomasville back, Tyler Harris.
Caden Lucas is your quarterback for the Bulldogs. It's going to be 3rd down and 11. Brunson comes back into the lineup, along with Zaire Leith. Leith back to pass, fires it, and it's caught. Incomplete. And we got to get a flag. Might be pass interference.
Yeah, it looks like going to be pass interference against the Hornets. He was looking for Brunson, Tommy, and I thought Brunson had the ball at the last minute. The defender knocked it away, but there was contact before that ball came in there.
Yeah, and that was Zaire Leith back here at the quarterback spot.
That was a nicely thrown pass.
Absolutely. Leith will bark out the signals again in the backfield. He has Cordell Moon in that wing T formation, one wide out to each side. It's going to be Moon straight up over the right side. He picks up about 3 yards to the 45-yard line. So it's going to be, let's say that's about 4-yard gain, I guess.
Yeah, you take that on first down for sure.
Oh, yes. Leith gets the play from the sidelines. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Bulldogs. Leith this time up under center. And he hands it off to McNear, and he is bottled up, and he just can't get away. Too many quick defenders. So he's going to lose about 2 or 3 yards.
Too many white jerseys over there. Flag on the play as well. I think we may get a hold against Thomasville on the left side. Impressed with this Western Guilford defense. They're quick to the ball. They're going to pick it up, aren't they?
Certainly are. And that brings up a 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs at their own 42-yard line. Wouldn't surprise me to see a pass play coming here, Miles.
See if Leith airs it out again.
Well, pistol formation this time. Leith back to pass. He fires across the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for Brunson. He couldn't hold on.
Yeah, boy, that one is one that just got away, and Brunson knows it, and he comes down a little dejected. Knew he could have had that one. Don't know that would have been for 6, but it would have been well enough for a first down.
Yeah, and then we got the Bulldogs in Hornet territory.
Yep, absolutely. Now we'll have to see Thomasville punt it away.
Nelson in to punt it. Might be a hard count here, Miles. They finally do snap it. It's a line drive punt. And it's a fair catch call for it to 22-yard line.
A little bit surprised the fair catch there. It looked like that might have had a good chance to return that.
I don't think he knew exactly how to judge that ball coming down. Because it wasn't a line drive, it wasn't a high kick. It was a funny-looking kick. It took a good one-hopper. But a kick like that could have done funny things on the ground.
That's true.
Could have been a worm burner. And appreciate that thumbs up by someone out there in Cyberland.
We like the thumbs up.
Yeah.
We don't like the thumbs down.
Especially at home. 3 wide outs. Hand off to Baker. He's picking his way through the line of scrimmage and gets out to the 30-yard line. That's going to be a pickup about maybe 6 yards.
Yeah, creative run there by Baker. I mean, he got a lot of that on his own, switched directions, went the other way, and picked up 7 yards on first down.
Yeah, he got a good spot all the way out to the 30-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd down and 3. Offensive line has done a pretty good job for the Hornets early on here. Here's a handoff to Baker again, run into the near side, gets to the outside, Miles, across the 40, the 50, and is able to keep his balance and get all the way down to the 46-yard line of the Bulldogs. with 3:25 to go in the first quarter.
Well, Tommy, the offensive lines did a good job, but the wideouts are getting some good blocks too, getting some room on the corners. Another good block that time by a Hornet wideout.
Here's Baker again, cutting to the right. Now he finds a funnel open, runs to the daylight, and gets to the Thomasville 41-yard line before he's brought down.
Couldn't get away from McNear. He tried, but McNear was able to make that stop. Still a lot of yards on first.
Second down and 5 for the Hornets. That's a short 5. And they'll spot that ball about the 41-yard line of the Bulldogs.
Thomasville going to burn a timeout.
Well, give me a chance to tell you about Ellis Jewelers. If a diamond engagement ring's in your future, wait to hear what our friends at Ellis Jewelers can do for you. They have installed a state-of-the-art computer system that allows you to design by digital an engagement ring right before your eyes. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. You can alter the design, change the color of the metal, add diamonds down the side or the band, even add gemstones. And if you want to change from put it in rose gold, yellow gold, white gold, green gold, platinum, anything you want, you can do it at Ellis Jewelers. So you want to see that system in work, stop by Ellis Jewelers in Lexington and design that perfect engagement ring or ring for Christmas. Here's a play that's going to swing out for only about a yard gain. And you can go by and see Ryan, Tim, and Dee at Ellis Jewelers right there on 064 off of Business 85 from Knoxville. Excellent.
There's a nice defensive play there by C. Nelson on the right side here, stringing that play out.
That's going to be 3rd and 4.
Stop them here. Stop them for no gain. Make them punt that football.
2 wideouts to each side, working right to left. One guy in motion. It's a speed sweep. No, it's the quarterback keeper, and he's got the first down, Miles. I'm telling you, Caleb Moore's an athlete.
Yeah, we got flags flying too. A lot of pushing and shoving after the play's over, and we got a Bulldog took his helmet off. That's something you do not do.
No, you don't. You know, they need to get him out off the field. It's Keyshawn Sanders. And they're taking him off the field. The coaches went up there very quickly and got him. That's good. And he got mad and threw his helmet down at the coach's feet. You know, last year we saw some of the Thomasville players against Lexington at the end of the game getting a fight with each other. I mean, got to stop this stuff. This is not Thomasville tradition.
We'll see what happens on the penalty. They're trying to sort it out now. I tell you, I thought he pitched that ball too. He faked me and just enough froze the defense. And boy, I tell you, Moore took it up the gut, didn't he?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what to do with this penalty. Was it against the Bulldogs or against Western Guilford? Let's go down to Jesse. Jesse, what did you see?
It happened too quick for me. I was still looking at the play, and they was blocking off, but it was like bunched up in the middle. And then that's when I seen all the commotion. But, you know, they hitting pretty hard, and Thomasville might be getting frustrated because they're sort of dominating the line a little bit.
All right, let's switch over to Bob Macon. Bob, did you see what happened?
The mass there, the huddle, whatever you want to call it, there at the end of the play, I was looking at something else, and then I saw flags flying, and I couldn't really see. I did say some pushing and shoving, but I can't really tell what went on back over there.
You know, Tommy, a lot of times they usually get that guy that retaliates right side. I think they're going to get both teams here.
Yeah, it could be, and that'd be a good thing to do, offsetting penalties perhaps. I mean, the only one that saw what happened maybe was the official. I don't know. And maybe they didn't see it, and they just got to throw a flag on both teams to calm everybody down. The thing that you don't want is a player throwing his helmet down on the ground, then it's picked up and handed to him, and he throws the helmet down at coach's feet on the ground.
Now the official came over and was talking to Coach George, letting him know what was going to happen here. So we'll see what they do. I think it's going to be offsetting penalties.
Personal foul against Western Guilford. Personal foul against Thomasville. That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
Offsetting, and they've ejected
both players. I think probably both players. That's my guess.
Yeah. Okay, so we got 2 players gone. We'll get the sideline guys to see if we can find out who was ejected. Thomas was number 8. Sanders was one of the guys that coaches brought off the field.
Yeah, I believe Micah Harris, number 71, was the Western Guilford young man.
Yeah, it was him, Tommy, number 8.
Was it 71 on Western Guilford?
Yeah, Keyshawn.
Yeah, but I'm talking about for the Western Guilford. Oh, is it just one player ejected?
Well, I say they settle them down and let's get back to playing some football. What do you think?
Yeah, so it's 4th down and
so will they replay the down over, or are they going to say it's 4th down?
They're saying it's 4th down.
That's
At least
interesting.
that's a marker. See what the scoreboard says, 4th down as well. 4th and 4. The Hornets, no doubt, will go for it. And I got a feeling that either Baker or Moore will carry the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Baker's in that pistol formation. Trips to the right side, one split to the boundary, heading on the near hash mark, working right to left. Moore barking out the signals. And he's back to pass. He's going to throw it over to Baker, and he can't handle it. So the Bulldogs will take over. So Bulldogs get a break here with 2:45 to go in the first quarter.
Well, see if they can take advantage.
7-0.
See if they can take advantage of it here, Tommy. I'm kind of surprised they tried a little swing pass there. I mean, he had a guy open, just kind of overthrew him a little bit, but I thought they would run that football.
They were trying to hit Baker coming out of the backfield, and he just overthrew him. And so the Bulldogs get to take over now. The Bulldogs have players that can break it now. Wing tee, handoff, straight up the middle, and
Nice.
good blocking by the offensive line. That's about 9 yards for McNear.
Right up the gut. And like you said, very nice blocking by that O-line. 8-yard pickup.
Moon back here in that running back spot. Moon straight up the middle, and he's got the first down, Miles, as the Bulldogs put the hammer down.
I like the way he made that cut at the line of scrimmage, and he got the 3 yards he needed for the first down. 2 good runs in a row there by Moon. Thomasville moving the chains in Hornet territory, Tommy.
43-yard lines where they spot it. Bulldogs moving left to right. 2:01 left in the first quarter. The Hornets lead 7-0. One split to each side. Wing T formation. There's a pass. Incomplete. Intended for Xavier Gibson.
Gibson on a go route. He had him deep, just overthrew him, timing just a little bit off on that, but still pretty good throw, deep throw by Leith. He's got an arm on him.
Yeah, Leith had time to throw it, so the offensive line did a good job giving him protection. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Cover 3 in the secondary for the Hornets. The corners and the safety are to have thirds on the pass. Here's a run around the near side, and it's sniffed out pretty well. Not much doing for Brunson.
Yeah, Xavier Washington, number 90 on the defensive line, got some good penetration, had a great angle in the backfield to bring the Thomasville runner down.
So it's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 48-yard line of the Hornets with $1:14 left in the first quarter. Leaf barking out the signals, pistol formation. Fumbles the ball, picks it up, and he's going to be sacked for a loss. He's going to lose about 4 yards, approximately.
Ball comes loose again. There's a scramble for it, but he was already down. Just mishandled the snap there, I think.
Yeah, just trying to do something with it before he got it, it appears. So it's going to be a punting situation for the Bulldogs. Back to punt it is Nelson. And back to receive it is... Did get that number, Miles?
It looks like Dotson, number 14, I think.
Okay.
He needs to turn this way just a little bit, doesn't he?
Maybe one of the guys on sideline can tell us. Is that number 13?
Yes, we'll get it.
Bob, can you see it? Is that number 13 going to get the punt?
I think it's 14.
14?
Yeah, I think it's Dotson.
Jeremiah Dotson. And now another penalty. It's 4th and Greensboro. Brings ball back in Thomasville territory. Punts away. It's a line drive, and it's returnable. Dotson trying to get out of there. He gets away from one tackler, but he's not getting away from the second. He'll go down at the 25.
Good coverage there by the Bulldogs. Grover Buchanan, first guy down there. Dante Smith finally putting the runner down.
15 seconds to go in the first quarter.
It's been a slow first quarter, hasn't it? To me, it seems like it's been.
Yeah, and the Hornets have only a 7-0 lead,
Yes.
and they're a 6A team. Bulldogs 3A. Here's a handoff over the right side. Good blocking, Miles, and to the third level he comes, all the way out to the 38-yard line. That's a first down. And that was Baker on the carry. He's the bread and butter man, Miles.
Yeah, absolutely the bread and butter for the Hornets.
I think he has 5 touchdowns to his credit coming into tonight. Well, we got timeout on the field. And let me tell you about Thomasville Family Pharmacy, located at 1115 Lexington Avenue, and Lexington Family Pharmacy, 800 East Center Street in Lexington, and also Lexington Drug at 405 East Center Street. Hours Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday 9 to 1, and the druggist to see is longtime Bulldog supporter and alumni Stephen Kuntz. He's the pharmacist. Convenient location, low prices, quick service. Most insurance plans accepted, and they treat you like family. That's where I get all my meds from. Well, in a little while, we'll get a live update from East Davidson and also Lefford. We'll get those going here at halftime. There's a handoff to Baker again. Jumps to the outside, Miles, and there's a flag down. It's got to be a holding for sure. Actually, it wasn't Baker. It was Blevins on that carry.
I think there's 2 holds. You got 2 around the left side where Blevins got free. There's a hold, but there's one in the backfield as well, and that's what it's going to be.
And that'll come back with a spot foul.
Western Guilford hasn't helped themselves here in the first part of this ball game with penalties, have they? They've stalled some movement. when you go to that Ledford score, you'll be surprised, I think. I'm not going to tell you. I'm keeping you in suspense.
Just keep me in suspense. It's Wes Davidson and Ledford hitting it on. We'll get a live update from Dean Beck.
That's a nice little touch to have the live updates. You know, we did that last week with Roger over at Lexington with Coach Bryant.
Came out really good, so we'll get that going here in just a few minutes. Cover 3 by the Bulldogs. And here's the keeper. That was Moore on the keeper, and this time he couldn't shake free, but he picked up a couple yards. See how many. It's about 4 yards, maybe.
So you got 2 live updates. You got plants all over the place around here, don't you? You got people all over the county.
I hadn't really thought about it, but now that you mention it, I think we do.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Opening of laundry.
Yeah, we got Bobby House standing by at East Davidson, so we'll get an update from him also in just a few minutes. You guys got to remind me, make sure I don't forget. Moore rolls to his right, and he throws it over Blevin's head. So that's going to be 3rd and about 13.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure that time by Thomasville, and I think the QB had to get rid of the ball quick. In the backfield for the Bulldogs was big number 30, Jalen Smith.
Both these teams have breakaway speed and can get going pretty quick. Moore goes back in his gun. He's got Baker back there with him. An obvious passing down, unless maybe the quarterback keeps it. Moore.
Well, you got to be careful if you get pressure on him. You got to make sure you contain him.
Absolutely. And we got a flag, and that could be a procedure or false start in modern day terms.
That's what it'll be. Penalty against the Hornets. That helps out the Bulldogs.
It's 3rd down and about 18. Here's a pass out into the flat. And the Bulldogs pounce on that pretty quick. And Braxton had nowhere to go, so the Hornets will have to punt it away.
Good tackle by Buchanan. He held on to that jersey and was not going to let Braxton break away.
Back deep for the Bulldogs is Quentin Brunson.
Be nice to see Brunson with a punt return for a TD here. How about that?
Absolutely. It's a low snap. Picked up, and it's almost blocked. I don't know how it wasn't blocked. And it hits and rolls dead at the 36-yard line of the Bulldogs. I don't know how that didn't get blocked.
Yeah, low snap, and the Bulldogs came at it, and I thought it was going to be blocked as well. Then I thought there might be some contact, but the defender did a good job of not touching that punter.
Well, the Bulldogs take over 1st and 10, working right to left. They're in a red helmet, red jersey, white numbers, white block tee on the helmet, black pants. And the Hornets in their black helmet and pants and white jersey and gold numbers.
Good football game, folks.
Absolutely. There's a handoff to the deep back. Tough 3 yards for the Bulldogs. Cordell Moon. He's in that running back in the place of Denarius Gibson, who's out this week. That's a gain of 4 yards. Good pickup for a 1st down. So it'll be 2nd down and 6 at the 40-yard line. Wing T formation. No wideouts. Obvious running play. And it works pretty good. As coming around running the ball was Caden Lucas Jr. He's got the first down.
Thomasville starting to run the ball a little better now as they continue with their possessions.
Yeah.
I tell you, they're up against a 6A football team and a team that's putting a lot of points on the scoreboard, and this is a good ball game.
Absolutely. This time, no wideouts.
Thomasville might have moved.
Goes to the deep back, and that is Moon. And we got a flag. That's usually a false start. Bulldogs trying to hurry up their offense a little bit. 8:46 to go, 7-0. The Bulldogs trail. A little bit of surprise to a lot of people.
Thomasville looking for win number 2 on the year. One more game before they get into conference play. I think they got next week off, don't they?
Got to bye next week. Wing T formation. Back to pass is Leith. Over the middle. He's got his man there. Complete for the first down. He's able to hit Lucas. And they're down into Western Guilford's territory.
I like how Thomas was using the pass in this game. I think Zaire Leith is doing a good job. He's had a couple that have been open and have dropped it. That time, Lucas didn't drop it. That's a big pass play in the first down.
He's a good passer, especially on the perimeter.
Yeah, that one could easily have been six.
Bulldogs line up in that wing T formation. Leith hand it off. This time nothing doing. He handed off to Ray Code.
Xavier Washington on the stop.
First time we've seen Code carry the ball, Miles. So it'll be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, I'm not sure we've called Code's name this year, have we?
I don't think so. This time up in the center is Leith. He's going to hand it to one of the wing players around the near side, and he's got the first down, Miles, as Caden Lucas took it from his right wing position and hit right up in the 7 gap between the end and tackle.
Had a nice block on the edge here by Tevin Johnson, and they moved the chains again. I like Luke. Lucas is making a name for himself here tonight.
Bulldogs on the move. Wing T formation once again. Leith under center, hands it off. And down to the 19-yard line comes his running back.
Tevin Johnson, he's only a freshman. I think Jesse coached him. Didn't you coach him, Jesse?
The Bulldogs using different running backs in here, Miles.
Yes, he's a great athlete, too.
All right, here's a keeper this time by Leith, and he's getting around that corner. Got the first down, Miles. He gets down to the 10-yard line before he is run out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 11. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line with 6:13 to go.
I like this drive. This drive looks good.
Certainly does.
Thomasville moving it well.
This looks like 2 fairly equal teams.
Oh, yeah.
Forget about the 6A, 3A.
You may bring out the Donnybrook at any moment.
Exactly. May have to make a declaration. The handoff gets down to about the 7-yard line. We'll see what Western Guilford can do on a goal line stand.
Moving up the middle, had a Bulldog down, but he is up. Can't afford any injuries. That's Eric Owens.
It's going to be 2nd and 5 at the 11. Leith in there, and he's got another. This time he's got Johnson back in there, Miles, at that running back, and Western Guilford calls timeout. And I don't know if we got time to get in touch with.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Thomasville Athletic Club would like to thank the following Blue Dog
and see what happens here, Miles, before we try to make contact.
Okay.
On our update from East Davidson and Ledford. With this time out here. I want to thank Murrah Trucking Company. They specialize in furniture removal. 800-669-2928. And located at 1660 Blair Street, Thomasville, for helping us bring these games to you. 5:23 left on the clock. The Bulldogs threatening. 2nd and 6 from about the 7-yard line, working right to left, no wideouts. 2 tight ends, 2 wings, and the handoff around the left side. And they drive him back. He got down to about the 2 or 3 yard line.
See,
McNear.
Is he going to get that first? He's got to be awfully close. Maybe just a little short, isn't he?
Yeah, it's 3rd and 1 now. From, I'd say, what, 3 yard line?
Yeah, it looks like 3rd and 1 from the 3 or 2.
The Bulldogs get a first down without having to score. And they've got Johnson in that backfield. Leith hands it off to Johnson, and he's in the end zone, but we may have a flag. And it might be a false start. I believe that's what happened. Let's see.
Yeah, offsides against Thomasville. Yep.
Somebody lined up.
Yep.
You don't see that call very often. Offsides on the offense?
See it twice this drive.
I like Thomasville going under center here.
Yes, Leith up under center. Johnson, the lone running back. It's Johnson. Cuts to the left, and he's hit, and he's still fighting.
He's in.
He's in for the score. He got it all on his own.
Boy, what an effort by Tevin Johnson off the left side, and Thomasville is a point away from tying this one up. Nice job.
Yeah, the Bulldogs pulling a big shocker right here in the first quarter with 4:23 to go. Now, Miles, they're trying a muddle huddle.
Well, let's see. See what happens here.
They didn't line up against Lexington last weekend. Now they're going to try it.
They are. Oh, they flip it over.
They sure did, and it's going to be a 2-point conversion. It went back to Brunson, and he just ran in untouched.
Thomasville's up by 1.
So with 4:23 to go, the Bulldogs take an 8-7 lead here at Cushwa Stadium. Let's see if we can. I'll see if we can go down to Bobby House. Okay. Okay, we go to Bobby House. Bobby, give us a South Davidson update. The lights went out. What score are you in? Oh my goodness. Okay, but there's a timeout with the lights not functioning. Okay, all right, thanks. That's Bobby House with South Davidson. He has to get back quick. We'll go down next break we get and go to Dean Beck. Here's a kickoff. It's fielded at the 15. Out to the 20, 25, 30, 35, and out to the 40-yard line before the Hornets are stopped. So it'll be 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line The Hornets trailing 8-7. Kind of a surprise Bulldogs going to the muddle huddle.
I tell you, that was one of the best drives I've seen Thomasville have all year, maybe the last couple of years.
Yeah,
that was a great drive.
It certainly was. Moore will fire it on a split screen, and that'll pick up about 6 yards on the play for the Hornets. They move the ball out to about the 46-yard line of Western Guilford. Caleb Moore still at quarterback in the pistol formation. He's going to keep it himself, and he is head tackled. Kind of an unusual tackle there. Kind of twisted his head around and got him down.
That was
bulldogged him, in other words.
He did bulldog him. Got him a yard short of first.
So that's going to be 3rd and 1 at the 49-yard line of WG. You would think that maybe Baker might carry the ball this time, or maybe we'll see Moore again. Moore likes to carry it. One wide out to each side, working left to right, and Moore keeps it.
He's got it.
And he's inside the 50-yard line down to the 46 of the Bulldogs with a first down. First and 10.
Hornets may have all of their timeouts in their back pocket, too.
Well, the second quarter's went by quick.
Yeah.
There's a handoff to Baker, and he works that left edge, finds it tough. Bulldogs very quick come up and cut him off. They bring Baker down with just a 1-yard gain. That'll be 2nd and 9 at the 45-yard line.
Looks like that might have been Smith on the stop.
Two wideouts. Here's a handoff. It's going to be Baker, and he's unable to get out of there. He picks up a few yards before the Bulldog Jeremiah Makerson comes up and makes a nice open field tackle.
It looked like that was going to turn into a big gain, had the makings of a big gain, but that was a nice open field tackle, like you said, by Makerson.
Bulldogs match up really good with this team in terms of quickness.
Oh, yeah, I would agree.
One wide out to each side. Moore hands it off. Baker straight up the gut, and he's got the first down to the 34-yard line with 1:38 left.
Western Guilford hurrying it up.
They certainly are.
There we go.
Yeah, handoff for maybe a half a yard gain down to 34.
Dante Smith charging in there with a nice tackle.
Second down, and well, they're saying he didn't make anything, so it's going to remain at the 34-yard line, be 2nd and 10, and we got timeout on the field. Maybe we can go to get down to Dean. We'll try to get back to Dean in a moment. Moore back to pass, fires it deep, and it's caught for the touchdown. He was able to find wide-out Christian Hall, and he was wide open. Led him just perfectly, Miles.
Yeah, Christian, a little post there, and he got behind the defenders, and it was a long touchdown pass, and just like that, Western Guilford back on top right before halftime.
All right now, Western Guilford would go for 2. Full house formation, full house tee. 1950, if you will. And the handoff goes to Baker. He's going to work his left side and got a whistle, and that's probably a
False start.
false start. And now,
What do you do?
clock thickens. I think they'll still go for the 2. 13-8 your score right now. They're going to try to make it 15-8.
Put them up by 7.
Well, would 2 help them that much versus 1?
It puts them up by 7, but they're going to call timeout and take and think about it a little bit.
I'll think about it a little bit. Let's go real quick to Dean for an update. See if we can get Dean. Hey, well, Dean, we're live. We're getting wanting to get a live update from you, Dean Beck, from the East Ledford game. So what's happening? Yeah. Dean, just hold off 1 second. We got Western Guilford going for 2 here. So after this play. So the Hornets line up in a muddle huddle. Actually, send now one in motion. And Moore's going to keep it himself, going straight up the gut, and he's in there for the 2-point conversion. So the Bulldogs now will trail 15-8 as the Hornets have retaken the lead. Now let's go back to Dean Beck. Dean, give us an update. Oh, you're not? I thought you were at that game. Okay. All right. Well, we can. Okay. All right. I believe, Miles, you got an update on that one, don't you?
Last I checked, West Davidson was up in the second quarter over Ledford, 21-0.
Okay, so it's West Davidson up 21-0 over the Panthers right now. Okay, well, Dean, thanks. We'll check with you next game. All right, that's Dean Beck with Ledford Panthers.
And North Davidson, Tommy, over Central Davidson, 7-0.
All right, let's go down to Jesse Tate. Jess?
Yeah, Tommy and Miles, they doing the same thing Thomasville did at the end. They started hitting the middle real hard, stretch them outside, come up the middle, and that's how they was gaining ground. So both of them using that technique. So somebody got to stop somebody. Back to you guys.
All right, here goes the kickoff, and it's going to be deep. Goes down to the 5-yard line, brought out to the 10-20 to the near side. And still on his feet at the 30, 40, 42-yard line comes Quentin Brunson. And Bob, we'll go down to Bob Maton real quick. Bob, I had muddle huddle on my brain from that last 2-point conversion the Bulldogs did, but the Hornets lined up in that shotgun formation, and the quarterback just took it straight up the middle. Bob?
Yes, I think that the defensive backs for Thomasville were kind of outside conscious. They were looking for the play to go a little bit wider than that. Linebackers overran it, and the quarterback just turned it back inside for the touchdown.
At that wing T formation, and the pitch went to back coming in motion. They gave it to Lucas, but he still picked up positive yardage, Miles. He picked up maybe a short 3. The market at the 45.
That clock is continuing to tick. Thomas, we're going to have to get up here and get a playoff quick.
Now, you know, the Bulldogs get the ball coming out, so I don't think that they would want to have a turnover here. as timeout is called with 34 seconds left.
Yeah, you're right. They do get the kickoff coming out in the third quarter.
Now we should have Coach Roger coming up here in a few minutes, and Ron Friedman will be talking with him and getting his take on this first half. Wow, that score, West Davidson, they're kind of for real this year, aren't they? 21-0 over Lefford.
We're going to see them on the Thomasville schedule not too far from now, aren't we?
Now, Lefford's a very young team, though.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Very young team. I don't think they're filling a JV team this year. But Coach Rogers will be with you in just a few moments. We've only got 34 seconds left in this quarter. You certainly don't want to make a mistake here.
No.
Especially when you're getting the ball coming out the second half. But pistol formation for the Bulldogs, and
little razzle-dazzle.
Razzle-dazzle in the backfield. And West, we're going to have a hold. And I saw that.
Yeah, that
jersey was grabbed.
That was Leith trying to take care of a defender over there.
Yeah, so that ball, it'll be spotted back another 10 yards.
Now you probably just want to take a knee and go on into half.
Right, 22 seconds to do anything up the gut.
Yep.
Yeah, a little trick play, razzle-dazzle. Western Guilford did. Their backside did not bite. They stayed over there. They stayed at home.
I thought we were going to see Leaf. I thought we were going to see on the razzle-dazzle. I thought we were going to see Johnson throw it.
Well, Moon is back there in the backfield as they move the ball back to the 35-yard line. And 22 seconds left. Bulldogs send twins to both sides of the field. We'll see what they do. Leaf back to pass, being pressured, and he's going to go down. He is sacked with 11 seconds left on the clock. And the Bulldogs should let that clock run out and take the ball in the second half. And I think that's what we're going to see.
Good ball game, good half of football.
Well, so far we got a Donnybrook here at Cushwa Stadium. We go to halftime. The Hornets up over the Bulldogs, 15-8. And here comes Coach Roger, and we'll have an interview with also our own Ron Freeman.
Okay, it's halftime here at Cushwa Stadium, and we're here for the halftime show where we get a chance to be able to talk about some of the things we've been watching in the first half of this ball game, and have Coach Roger with me. And Coach, I want to ask you something about this last series of downs that we watched the Bulldogs play. That is the best I've seen them move the ball all year long.
Yes, they looked a lot more physical in there. They had some push in the inside, which they hadn't been getting, and I don't know what the difference was, but Western was having a hard time with it, and then it allowed us to get outside too. So if you can run in the middle, it opens some things up. And this we completed a pass in there somewhere, and that anytime you can get a play, you can run the ball in the middle some, it just opens things up. When you get nothing in the middle, they can play the outside better. And so forth. So we heard them in several areas there. They were struggling with the little outside run, where a little counter that ends up outside, and sometimes it's speed sweep. And their outside people were not forcing very well, and we were blocking them pretty. And we did some. I believe on some of those blocks were cracking inside and pinning them. They did that to us early in the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what are you looking at the defense for the first half for the Dogs? What do you say?
Well, we're very fortunate because they hurt themselves with some penalties. They have hurt us running the ball, quarterback keeping the ball at the middle some, and running. They've got outside on us a couple of times there, and they had a couple of drives killed by holding on plays that they didn't need it. I mean, they had a nice hole there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the holding made the play go, and they had a first down on a couple of those plays. They brought them back. So they killed a couple of drives for Western. and we're going to have to play a little better on that because you saw right there at the end of the ball game, they hit us. Well, first of all, Western did not show any signs early in the game that their quarterback had a good arm.
No.
He overshot a couple of guys. He floated the ball on the wide stuff, but then all of a sudden he hits us with a bomb over the top. Threw a nice ball.
Oh, yes. Very good.
I saw a video on Max Preps of them playing Southern Guilford earlier, and I don't know the same quarterback or not, but they hurt them with a deep ball. And I kept saying, where's the deep ball at? And then they did it. And, boy, he laid it out there. And they got behind us. We didn't play
several
well.
times they used that little short pass out on the outside right there to open up and get a little room. But that, I agree with you. That one was purdy. Perfect.
Yeah.
Purdy, as they'd say here in North Carolina.
But defensively, we've got to play inside out better, because they've hurt us some inside. And that opens up, like we said earlier, it hurts you with everything. You can't stop the inside run. We're just fortunate that we're not down by at least another touchdown.
Yes. Another thing I wanted to ask you too. We saw the tempers were flaring a little bit on the field out there. I don't know what the coach said to them after they came back, but after they came back out and started to play, there was a little more discipline on the field for the Dogs.
Well, you have to give credit to two things on that. First of all, Western Guilford, they handled their players well. Mm-hmm. You can't let your players leave the bench, and you coach that early in preseason. That's a serious penalty. If there's a fight on the field, a scuttlebutt out there on the field, and the players leave the bench and add to the players that's already on the field, the state of North Carolina high school athletics, they burst you pretty good. They can take away any playoff opportunity you have over one instant. That's the way it used to be. I don't know if it's changed. Yeah. I doubt they have. If it's, and the referees did a good job in getting it settled. They handled it, and both coaches handled their teams, kept their teams on the bench, and we haven't seen anything else.
No.
And it was a very odd thing because usually when you see something like that, it's on the end of a play where the ball's at. A lead hit, something like that. But this has looked like two guys maybe behind the ball's already up the field, and they get into a chicken fight, as I call it, and one of them got ejected, I think. We don't know.
Both of them did, I think.
Did they? Okay. Well, the referees handle that right. Okay, you just get it solved, and the players did not go crazy out there, which shows that you really got some good kids on both teams here because when something like that happens, sometimes you can get a street fight on the field out there. Yeah. And I've coached long enough to seen that, which is just two guys getting into it. First thing you know, you get several guys jumping in on both sides, and boy, you got a problem. Or it tells you got some pretty good kids out there. They didn't get into all that.
Yeah. Okay. What do we look for in the second half of the?
Well, you would think that both teams are going to try to make some adjustments defensively.
Yes.
Both of them are moving the ball. Okay, so you're not going to see the offense making many adjustments probably. You're going to be talking about the defensive coaches, I would think, are trying to figure out how to stop. Now, if you're Western, you're trying to figure out how to be more physical. Up front, don't let the ball get to pushing 3 and 4 yards like we did on that one drive. And then they got to figure out on the wide plays how they can create force and get people inside out on the ball, linebackers and safeties and things like that to fill that gap. Andrews did a great job with that, and so did Lexington against us. This team, Cummings, did not do anything at halftime to adjust to it, and they lost the ball game. And this team here is in that same dilemma like Cummings was in on some of those plays. Both teams have enough quickness to break a long run all the way. So Thomasville has got to be more physical as well on defense and play inside out again. Both teams have good quickness.
Yeah, I think there's going to be two things that we look for, especially with Western Guilford and Thomasville. Thomasville's going to have to close up the middle of that line a little bit to stop that quarterback. And also they've got to play a little more effectively on that long pass since we know that he does have the arm to be able to hit.
Yeah, when you play a team, and see the thing about that, they lull you to sleep. Say they took one shot and they got you. Mm-hmm. Okay, where a lot of times they get that one shot and they don't complete it. He's either overthrown or underthrown, but they hit you. So it's easy in the secondary when you're seeing nothing but runs and short passes, even though you may have seen it on film. It's easy for kids to start not playing what I call on top of receivers. In other words, if I'm a DB and here's a guy running straight up the field, it's easy to start eat them what you call eating your cushion up. In other words, they're on top of you, and then you let them get behind you. I mean, you got to play from on top, and then you got to stay in phase with them when the ball's in the air, so you can react. But we was asleep on that one.
Okay, one last question I want to ask you. Going back to when Thomasville goes for the 2-point conversion, what were your thoughts on that?
Well, that's the muddle huddle play. Teams have done it to us in the past. I remember the first time we ever saw it. I can tell you the year. We went over and played High Point Central, and they were doing it. We'd never seen it before. Now what it is, you line your lineman way over here to the left, you got one center and the holders acting like a quarterback back there. And if you don't shift over your people and line up in front of them linemen, all they got to do is just run over there or throw it over there, and it's walk in. You get 2 points. So we call it muddle huddle. That's what we call it. It's so you got to line up right. And then if they try it, then it's just a free for all. Can you get it stopped? But they didn't line up right, and we shoveled it over, and we had that happen to us. Lexington did that to us.
Yeah. So
I think we probably said, okay, Lexington did it to us. Let's do it to this team and see how they react. So they'll be over talking about that too if they're smart. Because if we score again and it's a 1 or 2 point difference, we may. What happens on that, Ron? You line up on offense in the middle of the formation, and then the guy that's in the quarterback position, he looks over at the coach. And the coach is looking at the defense. Have we got an advantage? And then he'll give the run signal, or he'll give the pass signal, or he'll say, kick a field goal. He throw his hands up there, and then shift back over into a regular kick formation, kick it. So Western will probably be talking about that, or maybe.
Okay, they're going to be talking all of this over at halftime, and the teams will be coming back on the field in just a few moments. And that's it for our halftime here at the Bulldogs and Western Guilford.
West Davidson looks a little bit, not a whole lot of numbers to be a 6A school. But anyway, all right, well, thanks. That's Bobby House at South Davidson. Thanks, buddy. Bye. All right, that's Bobby House.
They got a good game going on there, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They got a Donnybrook going themselves. So that's really good. Okay, we let me get my headsets adjusted here again. Well, the Bulldogs have it 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line, working right to left. And the ball goes straight up the gut, and a good run by the Bulldogs. Cordell Moon.
I like the way Moon is running the football tonight. We've seen him a lot, and he is a good-looking junior, very, very powerful, keeps those legs moving. Had a good first half.
It is. One wide out to each side. This time it's going to be Moon again, straight up the middle.
Look at that.
And he breaks out into the secondary, gets across midfield, down into the Hornet territory, all the way down to the 38-yard line before he is brought down.
Yeah, he comes up a little gimpy. He actually asked to come out of the ball game. Let's hope he's okay. But again, he just kept moving those feet, pulling away from a couple of would-be Hornet tacklers for a big first.
Zaire Leith comes back in at quarterback now with a 1st and 10 at the 38, and the ball goes back to the deep back, straight over the left side, down to the 29-yard line, and that is very close to a first down.
I tell you, this little combination of Davis and Moon working well for Thomasville. I think they might have found something here.
It certainly is, and Leith now has Johnson back in the backfield now. It's running back by committee for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, and here comes Johnson on the carry around the left side. He's got the first down. So the Bulldogs waste no time coming out of the second half, putting the hammer down and opening up holes on that line.
Yeah, I said Tevin Davis. That was an old Thomasville player. It's Johnson. You're right. You're right.
Ron, we got the red dot going, don't we?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay. And we got all the red down on the field. Thomasville red, that is. And they've got the Hornets on their heels right now. Now this direct snap back to Moon. Quentin Brunson, I beg your pardon, straight up the middle, and we got a flag. And that could be a false start. There certainly
Will be, yep.
So that'll be 1st and 15 for the Bulldogs. Back the ball up a little bit. Back up 5 yards.
I will say this, Thomasville tonight have executed fairly well. They haven't had a lot of penalties, no turnovers. I don't want to jinx them, but to this point, they've played been a well-played ball game. Yeah.
Playing good football right now. And here's a direct snap back to Brunson, and he's got good yards. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, plus a little bit. So be second down and 10, maybe a 9.5.
Tell you, Thomasville coming out here in the third quarter on this drive with a little bit of swagger, don't they?
Yeah.
Moving the football against this big Hornet team.
Appreciate those thumbs up on YouTube. So far we ain't getting thumbs down.
Making sure that the thumb is the only thing, the only finger.
Different players taking that direct snap. And here is another direct snap around the right side and into the end zone goes Cordell Moon. Took a direct snap, kind of like a Wildcat play, and Western Guilford had nothing for it.
A little bit of speed, power running, used the stiff arm to bounce away from a couple tacklers. 22-yard run by Moon.
Now, are you going to the Bulldogs get in that muddle huddle, and they're going to keep it, throw it into the corner of the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. So Western Guilford maintains the lead 15-14 with 9:14 left on third quarter. Let's go down to Jesse Tate. Jeff?
That right there is what you call hard-nosed football, running right at them, and they did a good job. The line did good on blocking. They kept it in.
All right, let's go down quickly to Bob Mayton. Bob?
Yeah, what can help if they come out the next series and start passing a little bit, and it'll open up everything.
Okay, Bob.
Okay, Thomasville comes out surprising. They're controlling the line of scrimmage. Run. They 20 left.
Okay, Bob, got a face of the press box with that mic there. Back deep, I think Miles is number 8.
Tommy, Ron said he's picking up no voices from us.
Who was not?
Said somebody typed in where they're not picking up voices from us. They hear a lot of background noise, but no voices.
Okay, that's unusual because we're getting likes on the internet.
Okay.
And I have somebody. And the ball is picked up. The 35, at the 50, 40, still on his feet.
Oh my, look out.
Still on his feet, out in the open now at the 30, 20, finally down at the 15-yard line of the Bulldogs. My goodness, what a run.
Little pooch kick there that Braxton fielded at about the 40-yard line and broke some tackles. Great return, and the Hornets start off in the second half with their best possession.
Yeah. Miles, it may be, I don't know whoever says they can't pick it up, but other people are picking it up.
Okay.
So
could be on their end.
Yeah, we're good, and we're solid on this internet upload we got here. Much better than we've had so far. I mean, knock on wood. Two split to the left, one to the right, but it's going to be a handoff to Baker around the left side, Miles, and nobody's going to touch him into the end zone just like that.
14-yard run around the left side, like you said, untouched by Baker.
Now, Miles, this is interesting. Do you go for one or two? If you go for two, I think that puts the Bulldogs up down 2 scores.
Well, I think
Am I right with my math?
It would be, yeah. It could be a 9-point game. So they're going to kick and try to go up by 8.
Okay. If it went for 2, they'd be up by 9.
By 2 scores.
Yeah. I'm not surprised they're doing that, but here goes the kick. It's up. Oh, my goodness. It's like an NFL kick. It's good.
You got a weapon like that, got to use it.
Yeah. So 8:58 to go. The Bulldogs trail 21-14. Let's go down to Bob Mayton. Bob, you want to finish up what you were saying?
Yeah, I was going to say that the Dogs are hitting the line of scrimmage, getting good things that have been highlights of Thomasville football in the past. They went on that last play for touch.
All right, well, let's go down quickly to Jesse. Jess?
Yeah, this right here might be a.
Well, back deep for the Bulldogs is Quentin Brunson. He can carry the mail. And also back with him, Miles, is David Pittman. We haven't seen called his number much.
Nope. Pittman and Tevin Johnson on the corners.
And looks like it's going to be Brunson picking it up on one bounce at the 5. Out to the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, runs into his own player, and he's bottled up at the 34-yard line. And the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 there. Every one of these skilled players on both teams are electrifying.
Yeah, every time. You're right. And Brunson, he started the season out at High Point Andrews with a kickoff return for a touchdown. He touches the ball. There's a chance he's going to take it to the house at any moment. He's fun to watch, as are a lot of these Thomasville athletes.
A message out to our listeners: if you're picking this up, give us one more like to kind of let us know. 2 wideouts. Leith back to pass. Has a man out there, and it's caught. What a great catch inside the 35-yard line of Western Guilford. This is a Donnybrook.
That was C. Nelson, Tommy. And I tell you, he got just a step beyond the corner, and just a beautiful pass by Zaire Leith. Nice touch on it, landed right in his hands, and Nelson made a super grab on the run.
All right, let's have a vote. Bob, Donnybrook or no? Here's Moon again running the ball, and he's still on his feet, Miles, and he will not go down. He's got the 1st down. Let's have a vote on a Donnybrook.
I say a Donnybrook, Tommy.
All right, how about it, Jess? He's shaking his head, yeah. Miles?
Oh, absolutely. This is a Donnybrook.
Ron?
Yes, sir.
All right, it's unanimous.
The flag is out.
With 8:13 to go in the 3rd period, we have made it official. We've declared this a Donnybrook. Brunson didn't want to go down either.
Well, slow whistle
catching
too, and a lot of times those slow whistles, injuries could happen, but also turnovers, and they were trying to strip that ball away.
A gain of 3 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 7.
It's been a while since we had a good old-fashioned Donnybrook.
We got one here at Cushwa tonight. Pistol formation. Leith back to pass. He fires it. Got a man out there complete to Brunson. And they wind the clock. They'll move the chains. They'll see how far down he went. Did he get the 1st down?
Got to move the chains. Let's see. Yeah, they're going to move them. 1st down, Thomasville at the 12.
7:18 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Thomasville in a little hurry up now.
Leith. It's a direct snap back to Johnson, and he picks up a couple yards. Miles, I swear, it kind of resembles a single wing formation or game, if you will. It'll go to Leith. Sometimes it goes a direct snap back to Johnson. Maybe Brunson. Who knows? I think maybe they may direct snap it back to
Jesse.
Ron Freeman. Was it Ron out there running? And here he goes back to Moon this time, and he wiggles his way up. He's got a herky-jerky running motion. Picks up a couple yards. It's third down now and about 3. This is an area here that you do not want a false start.
No. Thomasville can still get a first down.
And then, if the Thomasville Bulldogs score here, do they go for 1 and tie it, or do they go for 2 and tie it? Riverboat gamblers, we'll see what Coach George will do. You got Moon in the backfield. Leith up under center. He's going to hand it off on a wide play around the near side, and he couldn't get in. Inside the 5 comes Lucas. It's going to be 4th and 1 out of 2 you do.
Boy, great defense there by the Hornets, keeping Thomasville out of the end zone. Thomasville close to first down. They're going to go for it here, of course, on 4th and 1.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We all want to lean to the left a little bit.
We got Brunson up there in that wing. Will hand it wide, or will it go straight up the gut? We'll see. It's 4th and 1. And then they're going to go wide, and it didn't work. They gave it to Brunson on a sweep, and they throw him for about a 6 or 7 yard loss. I would have bet a house that they went straight up the gut on that one.
Yeah, I would have too, and they didn't, and it was great defense by the Hornets. They stopped Thomasville. That was one that got away from them there, but still a lot of time. I mean, we're 5:08 still left in the third.
Okay, well, now Bulldogs go on defense. Good news for the Bulldogs is they have the Hornets bottled down deep in their own territory inside the 10-yard line. We got a timeout.
Timeout, Thomasville.
5:08 to go, and that leaves them with what? 1 timeout?
No, they still have 2.
They spent 2 already?
No, they've only spent 1.
Okay, I'm looking on the board. Oh, I see. Just looking at the wrong thing. Well, guys, I'll tell you, it's been quite an exciting game, no matter who wins.
Yes.
And one thing is for sure, Western Guilford will go out of Cushwa Stadium, know they've been in a battle.
Absolutely will.
They'll say this is the toughest 1A bunch they've ever seen. Of course, a lot of people around the state thinks that block T on that helmet represents so much. Might be a touchdown or 2 right there, just getting off the bus.
Block T on the helmet, and it's also a little bit more difficult when you got that big block T on the field here when Thomasville's at home, right?
Absolutely. Here's a handoff around the left side, and Western Guilford tries to wedge that ball out away from the goal line area out to the 10-yard line.
Very minimal gain. Good job by T-Ville's defense. We forced a 3 and out here. We get the ball back in good field position, Tom.
About 2-yard gainer is all it is, so it'll be 2nd and 8. More. They run it around the right side that time and try to bulldoze their way out. And now the players start pushing each other just a little bit.
Yeah, but cooler heads prevailed that time.
Nothing like checked in a couple players to get a handle on the game.
Oh, yeah.
So that brings up a 3rd and short 6 for a long 5. I'm going to say it's 3rd and 6. looking downfield. Now he's going to run it, Miles, and he's got open field, first down, and he is upended, and the ball pops out, and I believe the Bulldogs may have gotten it.
Yeah, and I think the hit, Tommy, came from Tevin Johnson. He got in there, threw a really nice lick on Moore, maybe got a piece of the ball, and that ball went up in the air, and Thomasville pounced on it. Big turnover.
Sure did. So the Bulldogs get a big break. Let's go down to Jesse Tate. Jess? Let's go down to Jesse Tate. Jess? Let's go down to Bob. Bob. Let's go down to me. How about me? No, let's go down. We'll get to you in a minute, Bob. Here's a direct snap back to Moon. And Moon picks up about 6 yards. He just won't go down. Looks like a rugby scrum.
They're trying those piles again.
Yeah.
Nice
he picked
pickup,
up
though.
7.
Yeah, he moved that pile forward progress. Nice run.
Bulldogs have it. Second down and about 3 at the 24-yard line of the Hornets. Here come the Bulldogs. Now Leith. Uh-oh, the ball hits the ground. And Moon's trying to get out there, and he's still slippery. I'll tell you, he looked like Gibson up there jumping around.
He was one tackle away from walking into the end zone, wasn't he?
Like one of them bugs in your kitchen floor, that you're trying to get, he's all over the place. Hard to catch him. You end up having to spray for him because you can't catch him. 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs. Cover 2 in the secondary. And Leaf back to pass. He fires it deep. Has a man out there, and it's caught. But he is out of the end zone.
Oh, man, incomplete. That was almost 6.
Leith has an arm, don't he?
He does, man. He led the receiver. The nice-looking little route there.
That's 4th and 9. Bulldogs going for it all on that one. Now, 4th and 9. What do you do? Another one of those trick plays, maybe?
I don't know.
Razzle-dazzle in the backfield.
See if you can
hand it off to Moon. Moon hands it off to Moore. Moore laterals back. And then they toss it back to Ron Freeman, and he throws it from the camera. Yeah. Pistol formation. Ball hits the ground. Lee picks it up. He fires it deep, and it is picked off at the 2-yard line, and he should have knocked it down.
That's a great. I mean, if you turn the ball over, but that's a good turnover. That's a long punt.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got them pinned down on the 2-yard line, so you're right. He'd have been better off letting that one drop away.
Yeah, if he'd have knocked that one down to the turf, they would have had the ball in good field position. Now they're backed up against the goal, and Dogs have a chance, Miles, to maybe get a safety.
Oh, yeah.
So here we go. Well, we'll have this game up for you where you can watch it and enjoy this game sometime tomorrow afternoon. We'll post it up on Facebook. We got a few thousand people on there, and also YouTube. Moore tries to wedge it out, and they do. A little extra hit there by number 77.
Yeah, I was thinking we might have seen a flag on that one. That was a little bit late.
It's about a 4-yard game, Miles. It's going to be 2nd and 6. They just wedged it out of that goal line area. But still, they're inside that 10-yard line. Here's a full house formation to Baker. He gets off that left tackle position, and the Bulldogs shut that down right now.
Yeah,
They'll bring up 3rd down.
I don't think he got any yardage. Maybe a half a yard.
I'm going to say it's 3rd and 5 now. You might see Mr. Caleb Moore keep that ball again.
Yeah, I think you might do that. What they've done a play. They've tried that. They've fake pitch around the corner, and they've let Moore take it up the middle. They're not going to put the ball in the air here. They're going to run it.
I wouldn't think so.
I believe Moore's going to call his own number here.
We got that full house formation, that backfield, like they're wanting to wedge it out of there, Miles. It's an official timeout.
Yeah, we got an equipment issue. The player's going to have to come off.
Now they'll bring in a new right guard. And here is the pass. What a surprise. And it is picked off by the Bulldogs at their own 35-yard line.
They were looking for Braxton, Tommy, and that was absolutely blanket coverage by Buchanan. No contact. That was about as perfect as you could get. Nice pick by Grover.
Just great coverage. No doubt about it. So now the Bulldogs have a chance again with 43 seconds left in the third quarter. What a game. Now the Bulldogs in that wing T formation, 2 wideouts, 1 to each side. It's going to be a moon run straight up the middle, and I'm telling you what, the Bulldogs are doing a good job in the center of that line, Miles. It's going to pick up about 6 yards.
Hit that hole quick, and he was in the back of the secondary before you knew it. That's a nice pickup. Moon is quick.
He is. I mean, you get a guy that's not playing today, the caliber of Gibson, and then all of a sudden here's somebody comes up out of, you just plug him in.
Talking about next man up, right?
Next man up. And we got timeout on the field. Well, they're going to let the clock run out and start the fourth quarter with the Bulldogs trailing 22-14.
This is anybody's game.
Bulldogs down by 8. Wow, what a game. This might go to overtime, guys. But let me tell you about S.E. Thomas Funeral and Cremation Services. 110 Highland Avenue, Thomasville, North Carolina, 336-475-1945. Compassionate, professional staff, affordable, and dignified service. They honor all insurance plans, including Burial Association insurance. And their full-service furniture home, funeral home specialty. I'm sure they can bury you in a piece of furniture. They got those wooden caskets now. But they have funeral plans, cremations, Notary Republic, traditional funeral services, advanced funeral training, funeral planning. The ball hits the ground. Moon again gets in that secondary, Miles. He's got a first down, I believe. And he does have the first down. S.C. Thomas Funeral and Cremation Services. They have Notary Republic, Final Expense Insurance, Dorothy Ann Harper Leak, Funeral Service Manager. Now back to take the snap, Miles, is Moon. And he's going to run that right side again, and he is quick as lightning, bounces off of tacklers, and he just keeps his feet moving. Does not stop moving his feet.
That is the key. Keeps his feet moving, Tommy. You watch him, he switches the ball in the proper arm, too, when he runs. He uses a stiff arm. Just, I tell you, in the history of backs here, you're starting to see maybe the beginning of one that might make a name for himself here. He's only a junior, but, he looks good in this game.
Well, it's going to be 2nd and 4. Gain of 6 yards. One wide out to each side. Johnson, the running back, and the ball hits the ground. It's picked up by Western Guilford. Big number 57, I believe, wasn't it?
I'm not sure what happened to the snap. It looked like maybe hit him in the face mask.
I'm not so sure he was looking for the ball, was he? I don't know.
Don't know.
Don't know what happened on that, but the Bulldogs lost an opportunity there.
Well, the last 4 possessions have been turnovers, so maybe we can get Western Guilford to turn the ball over here.
Now, the Bulldogs defense does not want to give up a score here, Miles. Any score at all,
Yep.
It'll be a 2-possession game.
That'd be tough, yeah.
And that'd be tough. If you just joined us, it's 10 minutes, 42 seconds to go in this game. Bulldogs trail 22-14. Here's a speed sweep around the right side, Miles. Handoff going to Muro. Correction, I'm sorry. That was Blevins on the carry. The wrong roster in front of me. Pickup of 9 yards. That's going to be 2nd and 1. A long one, or a short 2, really. One split to the left side, one flanker to the right. Moore calling out the signals, gives it to Baker. On the right side, and the speedster picks up about 5 yards and a first down. You know, you just feel like Baker's going to break one sooner or later. And now I think we might see Moon for Thomasville break one sooner or later.
There's
Baker,
one right there. You caught it.
He's off and running at the 40, the 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Western Guilford.
62 yards, Tommy, and I tell you, that was just heck of a run by Tim Baker.
Just got it out of my mouth.
You did.
I mean, you just knew it had to happen at some point in time. But then again, you look over at Thomasville, and the same thing be said about Cordell Moon. I mean, he has been just all over the place. So now Western Guilford decides to kick the extra point. They bring out Rosales. Here's the spot.
It's blocked.
And it's no good. It's blocked. Thomasville recovers it, but well, it was, I don't know if it was a bad snap or a bad hold, but the ball was bobbled at the ground.
Thomasville's Nelson came in, I think, and got the hand
Go
on it.
down to Jesse Tate. Jess?
Yeah, Tommy and Miles, that was a bad break for the Dogs. We should have put one in, but 9 minutes and 52 seconds, still a lot of time in the game, so we're going to have to strike quick.
Well, it's good. Bob, I'm sure that the Bulldogs would like to strike quick, but you can't panic too fast.
Oh, yeah. There's time. We can get back. We don't need to mess around. We need to get a touchdown here and then get a turnover and put us back in the game. But going back to that snap, what happened, I think it was an early snap. It hit the quarterback right in the face when he wasn't expected, and then the quarterback didn't know where the ball was. So that was how that happened.
Well, the Bulldogs have done a good job preparing their team for this 6A team. This would be somewhat of an upset if the Bulldogs can pull this off. So they've got everything to gain from playing this game. Nothing to lose. This ball is going to sail out of the end zone.
He supercharged that one, didn't he?
Sure did. Kicked that one a ton. Almost a line drive out of the end zone. So the Bulldogs should come out and take over 1st and 10. They've been able to move the ball at will. They've just had some bad breaks. And they've given the Hornets all they could handle.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you look back at their last, 3 possessions. They got stopped on downs right before the half, and they were inside the 5 there. Then the last 2 possessions have been turnovers, and they've been deep down in Hornet territory. They could have a lot more than 14 points. Should have. Let's get them back here.
The ball is spotted at the 20-yard line of the Bulldogs, working left to right. It'll be a pistol formation, twins to both sides. They'll put one guy in motion. That's Bronson. And
he's got some room.
Gets out across the 30, 35, and finally ran out. About the 38-yard line. Brunson is a sophomore. We don't have heights or weights listed on the Thomasville rosters. So we can't really.
A lot of youth on this. A lot of youth on this team.
It is. This is a young Thomasville football team, and the coaches have done a good job with them. They lost 2 players by way of being transferred to Lexington. There's a direct snap back to Moon. He goes right straight up the gut. Thomas was trying to break him loose, get him out into grass. If he does, nobody's going to catch him. I see, last year and this year, I've never seen more quick people on the Thomasville football team than I've seen the last 2 years. I think ever.
Get gone, guys.
And we've had about 8 state championship teams. But this is as good a group of kids as I've ever seen.
Lucas around the end. That's another Bulldog first down.
Yeah. Bulldogs are threatening again. They've been doing it all night long. It's only some mishaps and that fumble a few minutes ago that resulted in.
Hey, there's a lot of time left in this game. A lot of fight left in these Bulldogs.
Absolutely.
They're going toe to toe with a big 6'8" team.
Absolutely. This time Moon again over the right side. The Moon, somebody's got him by the britches now.
The helmet came off.
Almost pulled his britches down.
I mean, I've heard of people running out of their shoes, but Moon almost ran out of his pants.
I don't know how much more cloth he's got on that down there, but he had one layer of it pulled down. They're back on.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a tackle or a wedgie.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost like he couldn't be tackled. You had to reel him in from all that cloth he had off of them pants. And there's one hits the ground again, and Leith falls on the football back at the 49-yard line, a huge loss.
Yeah, they'll lose 10.
Just a bad snap. Something the Bulldogs have done last year, this year, that's been really good. That's their snaps.
Yeah.
Pretty much been good with their snaps.
Yep.
And their kicking.
I was going to say their special teams.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The kicking game's been good, and that was something good with Allen Brown's teams. They always had good specialty teams. Here's a little toss sweep around the left side. And nothing doing for Lucas. Lucas come from his right side and danced around, and
he was trying to find an opening, wasn't he?
Yeah, and finally somebody grabbed a hold of him, and I believe I tightened my belt or my waist string pretty tight to keep these people from grabbing my britches when I'm running like that. Pistol formation. Brunson on the sweep, and he's hit and dropped. I'll make it a gain of about a yard.
Thomas will go for it here.
And 13 now.
I think you pretty much have to go for it down by 2 touchdowns.
No doubt about it. And you might see Leith fire it downfield.
Well, he's had some success. He's had some open receivers. Nelson going to your far left is one I'd watch deep.
Twins to the left, twins to the right. But no, it's a direct snap. I cannot believe it. They snapped it straight back to McNear, and he gets maybe 4 yards, and that turns the ball over to Western Guilford.
I think everybody was thinking pass here in the stadium, and maybe Thomasville thought they were going to catch him off guard, but Western Guilford not beaten on that play.
No, they stayed at home and played football. So Western Guilford takes over with 6 minutes, 36 seconds left. 28-14, the Hornets in the lead, but the game's been better than that score right now.
Absolutely.
That. Bulldogs give them everything they could handle. It's still not over. This time Moore kept the ball. Looked like he was trying to do a quarterback option and waited a little too long to make a decision. Now I want Thomasville players is down.
Yeah, Jalen Smith and Elijah McNear, who was in on the stop. McNear coming up a little bit shaken up, but he stays in the game. Thomasville can't let the Hornets move the chains. They got to force some 3 and outs now.
2nd and 8. And the quarterback keeper straight up the gut as Moore turns around and pedals backwards and picks up a couple yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. I believe you'll see Moore carry it again.
I think there's a flag on the field, too. Let's see. Personal foul, face mask against Thomasville, so that'll give the Hornets a first down and let them continue to burn some time off the clock.
Wow. What a tough break.
Yep.
What a tough break.
That's a big one.
Well, we'd like to see more people here at the football games. It's about the smallest crowd I think I've ever seen here at a high school game, Miles.
It's a beautiful night for football.
Oh, it certainly is. We encourage you to come out and support the Bulldogs. High snap to Moore, and they stop play again.
I tell you, Thomasville's got a good chance. If you look at the conference that they're in, they've got a good chance in that conference, and certainly a team that could go into the playoffs. And
I don't think they'll lose a game in the conference.
They could go undefeated in the conference, so we'd like to see some folks out here to support these guys.
Well, they played Lexington a good game.
Yeah.
They played High Point Andrews a good game.
Beat
They played this team a good game.
Absolutely.
And here's a keeper for Moore. He picks up a few yards.
Buchanan coming up to make the stop. And Thomasville's playing, too. Keep in mind, they're playing without Denarius Gibson tonight, who's a game breaker on his own.
That's right. I mean, he's 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 8 for the Bulldogs at the 36-yard line.
That's a good nickname, Denarius 2-touchdown Gibson.
2 T. There's a handoff around the right side, Miles. And still on his feet is Hornet running back Clarence Blevins. He's a 5'10", 170-pound senior. And they just dial up. They're like Thomasville. They dial up a different player, and they can go.
Yep. Thomasville now in dire need of turnover.
Sure do. 1st down and 10 at the Thomasville 20-yard line with 4:26 to go. Western Guilford love to put another score up there.
Yeah,
they're smart and still yet just up 2 scores. Coming in here being a 6A team.
Got to think they're a playoff team, too.
Out of Guilford County. There's a handoff. Straight up the middle. Gain of about 4 yards. For the Hornets. They're just burning some clock now.
Got Thomasville Bulldog down on the field.
3:51 left in this game. I want to thank everybody that stayed with us the whole game, and thanks for the likes and all that stuff on YouTube. We'll get the video up for you folks. I promise you it will be entertaining.
The injured player, Tommy, is Jalen Smith. He's coming off under his own power, which is great to see.
Oh, yeah. Well, I talked to the coaches of Thomasville before the game, and one of the things that we talked about was coming out of this game without any injuries.
Yeah.
Looking forward to conference play. Next game up will be North Moore.
So they got a week off to kind of heal any bumps and bruises too, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think North Moore better get prepared. 2nd and 5. Pistol formation, trips to the left, one split to the right, working right to left. Ball's at the 16-yard line of the Bulldogs. Moore taking his time. He's watching that play clock, Miles. keep the ball himself and get tossed for a loss.
Number 52 back there in the backfield, Eric Owens. Well,
that's third down and about 8 with 2:50 to go in this contest.
And the Hornets are in no hurry whatsoever.
Well, they're milking that clock.
One thing I'd love to see us get here is play clocks.
Well, we had one last game. I don't know where they're at. We didn't have any rosters up here in the press box, did we? I don't know what's going on.
That'd be fourth down.
I mean, we haven't seen, I don't think we've seen any Thomasville Times or Lexington Dispatches or any of the newspaper here like we're accustomed to seeing. Which is good for the coaches. They can occupy those boxes and do the scouting. Let's go down to Jesse and Bob. We got 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in this game. Western Guilford leading 28-14 at Cushwa Stadium. Good night of football. Good night of Cushwa hot dogs. And good fellowship. And let's go down to Bob Mayton. Bob? What happened to Jesse?
He's talking, but he's not coming through.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I was helping the lady at the gate. She wanted me to help her with that gate.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fine, Jess. I thought you was slipping out of the gate. I thought you'd escaped. I didn't know. Maybe go out there and put on the Bulldogs uniform. Now we're going to have a field goal kick, a 32-yarder. And there's a bobble snap. And
that's a fumble. Go with it.
Picked up by the Bulldogs and off to the races. How about this? He's pulled down from behind. I don't think it's a horse collar. That shows you what happened in a ball game. Is coming up was Dante Smith. So that ball went the other way.
Hey, I'm telling you, this thing's not over. You score quick here and get an onside kick, and you're back in business.
That's right. Now Jesse can come back in the gate. Bulldogs got the ball. Oh my goodness.
I'm like, yo, I thought that should have been a horse collar. Give me some more yards.
Yeah, there you go.
28-14, the Bulldogs trail with 2:08 to go, but they just got the ball back all the way down to the 25-yard line. Leith looking to the end zone, got a man out there, and it's knocked down in the corner of the end zone. Long pass. Boy, I tell you, you score here, onside kick.
It's a new ball game.
We got a new Donnybrook brewing.
I think that was John. So was that Johnson he was going to over there? Or no, I say, is that, maybe that's code 18.
Yeah, that ball was live, and the Bulldogs picked it up and raced the other way with it.
Pretty good defense on the corner over there for the Hornets.
One thing about these Bulldogs, they don't go down when they're carrying that ball. One guy in motion, Leith back to pass. He fires it. Has a man out there, intercepted in the end zone. And that will pretty much do it.
Yeah, that'll put a nail in the coffin. But I tell you, the Bulldogs made it very, very interesting. And, you know, Tommy, a lot of people are going to look at this ball game and say, well, this one Thomasville probably was going to get blown out in because they're playing a big team. Thomasville fought hard. And I tell you, a break or two here or there, Thomasville could have won this football game.
No doubt about it. I mean, they certainly could. They could have won this game. And I'm not willing to say the game's over yet.
Yeah, I agree. There's still $1:53 left. You're right. Put the ball on the turf here.
But now they're putting the ball down there on the 1 yard line, aren't they? I thought he intercepted in the end zone. Are they saying he caught it at the 1 and fell into the end zone? So the Bulldogs still alive here.
But believe it or not, that was a good-looking pass.
I mean, you get a safety here. Well, a turnover. Moore's up under center, and he's going to wedge it out, and they're pretty good at wedging it, Miles. He's out just about the 5 yard line now. He's out of that end zone area. And the clock's still running with a minute 35 to go. Wow, wow, wow. What a game. Yeah, we got that other like to let us know we're on the air, so we're good to go. Moore up under center, and they're wedging it out again, Miles. Look at this.
Boy, I tell you.
Wow. Why don't they do that all down the field? I mean, they're out beyond the 10 yard line now. Out to the 11, first down with 1:02 left. I want to go ahead and congratulate both teams for a great ball game. Very entertaining. Well, I tell you, everybody got their money's worth here. There's time out on the field. Let's go down to who do we got down there?
Bob down there.
Okay, how about Bob Mayton? Bob, it's a great game to watch, and you're right there in the front row. Bob, you've coached here many years, and if you would kind of face the press box a little bit, that might I'll pick it up good. Got to hold it down till the green light stays on. That left button. Miles, I'm telling you, there's a lot of speed on that field. Now we're going to have a victory formation. And Western Guilford takes a knee. That clock will run with 25 seconds left.
What's going to be really interesting, Tommy, after the week off, what we've seen here tonight, Tevin Johnson emerging as a dangerous threat. Cordell Moon definitely emerging as a dangerous threat.
Oh, yeah.
When Gibson comes back, how does all that mix and meld together? That's going to give some teams some nightmares.
And you throw Brunson in there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's going to do it. Time's going to go off. We have to want to congratulate the Hornets of Western Guilford for a great game, and congratulate Coach George and his fine staff for preparing his team and giving his 6A team. They played 3 classifications up to a very good game and very easily could have won this ball game.
Yeah, Western Guilford leaves here with a win, but they know they played a good football team here and are lucky to come out of here with a win. So Thomasville's 1-3. They're going to have a week off, and then they're going to get into conference play with Northmore. Next week, Western Guilford starts their conference play at home against Smith.
Okay, folks, the next stop will be Northmore at Cushwa and the great Cushwa Dog. For Roger Rides and Bob Mayton, Jesse Tate, Ron Freeman, and Miles Poole, I'm Tommy Bryant. Have a great rest of the weekend, everyone.